Good morning, class 8 students. Today we are doing chapter number 3 of geography, and today we are going to do part 6. Part 6 of geography, lesson 3. Students, today's topic is hydropower. Rainwater. What is hydropower? When the electricity is generated through the water, that is known as the hydropower. Rainwater and river water stored in dams is made up of fall from height. The falling water flows down through the pipe inside the dam over the turbine plates placed at the bottom of the dam. The moving blades then turn the generator to produce electricity. This is called hydroelectricity. See, students, when the electricity is generated through the rainwater or the river water through the dam and falls into the pipes, into the blades, the turbine blades which are present near the dam, that electricity is known as the hydroelectricity. When means that the electricity generated through the water. The water discharged from the generation of electricity is used for irrigation. A one-fourth of the electricity, students, in the world, 1/4 of the electricity is produced by the hydropower only. The leading producer of hydropower in the world is Paraguay, Norway, Brazil, China. Some important hydropower stations in India are the Bhakra Nagal Dam, Gandhi Sagar, Naragunja Sagar, and Damodar Valley project. Students, look at this diagram. This is the diagram of the how hydropower, how the electricity is being created. Now, students, there is a river, and you can see the dam over here. These wires are there. Down there is the turbine blades. The water is being fall from the height, and then it's turbine blades are there, and then through the turbine plates, the electricity is being generated, and whatever the water is left, it has been sent for the irrigation purpose. Clear, class? So this is the process of hydropower. Students, our next topic is non-conventional sources of energy. In our previous topic, we have read about the conventional sources. And today we are going to read about the non-conventional sources of energy. Non-conventional sources of energy is solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. These are biogas, natural gas, the geothermal energy. All these come under the category of non-conventional sources of energy. Let's start. The increasing use of fossil fuel is leading to its shortage. As we are using the fossil fuel, it's leading to the shortage because of coal, because it takes a larger time and the consumption is too much. It is estimated that if present rate of consumption continues, the reserves for these fuels will get exhausted. And it has been noticed that if we use more of the fossil fuel, or there will be a shortage of those good sources. Moreover, they also cause environment pollution, and they are also causing environment pollution. Therefore, it is a need for using non-conventional sources such as solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy are renewable. Students, because of some of the demerits which are present in the conventional sources of energy, first of all, they are very less in number, and if you overuse them, they get exhausted, and sometimes they create environment pollution also. So now we are using, it's the time need that we should use non-conventional sources of energy. Solar energy, the energy which has been created from the sun. Wind energy, which is created through the wind, movement of the air. Tidal energy, through the sea water. They are also renewable sources. They can be recreated. So let's start with the first topic, solar energy. What is solar energy? The energy which is being created through the sun, heat of the sun, heat and light of the sun. Sun heat and light energy can be felt by us every day. You know that every day we can feel that. You have also seen how much heat and light is being produced by the sun. Solar energy trapped from the sun and can be used. Students, when the solar has been trapped, we can use the solar energy in solar cells to produce electricity. Student, here I want to give the example. These plates, solar plates are being used, and same way if you notice, these plates are used in our school also. That is the solar, these are the solar panels and the solar energy is being created. Solar cells to produce electricity. Many of these cells are joined into the solar panel to generate power from heating and lighting purpose. And students, these cells are joined with the solar panel. These cells are joined with the solar panel and power for heating and lighting purpose. We use it for heating or lighting purpose. The technology of utilizing solar energy benefit a lot of tropical countries. The tropical countries where the sun rays are very high, the heat is very in much higher rate. The tropical countries, they are blessed with abundant sunshine. The tropical countries are very much, they are abundant with the, means there are a lot of sunshine there. Solar energy is also used in solar energy is also used in solar heater. Solar heater we can cook, there is a solar heater also, solar cooker also, solar dryer also, besides being used for community lighting and traffic signals. See students, these are the uses of solar energy. They can be used in the solar heater also. Solar cooker is also there through which we can prepare food. And plus solar dryer is there, and for the street lights, for the community light, for the traffic lights, we can use solar energy, which are very beneficial. Okay, so this complete your topic solar energy. Thank you.